Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today is going to be basically my initial impressions on One Piece. So I finally read it after all this time. A lot of people have been recommending it to me. Of course, it's all over, like, manga community that One Piece is very highly rated. It's probably one of the best series of all time, according to many people that have read the series. And I finally got to reading it. And here I have the first box set of One Piece. I read the all of this, the first 23 volumes, and I stopped there just so then I can make this video about basically my initial impressions about this and basically what I think of it and everything, because people did say that it's one of the best series of all time. That kind of got me very interested because, of course, I love to read some good mangas. Like, who doesn't really? But finally got to read it, and let's just get right into it. So after reading it, I could definitely say that this is probably one of my favorite manga I've ever read. This is just an amazing series by, a lot of people think it's an amazing series, and I definitely can see why a lot of people love this series. I kind of just like how everything kind of connects and pieces together, how like some minor characters from like earlier parts of the series kind of come back when you don't even expect them to. Like if I wanted to give an example, kind of like the if you guys know what I'm talking about, the hypnotized guy. I forgot what he came out in like the first arc when they introduced Usopp, and then he just came back in the end of the Alabasta arc, and I was like, what? But at first I was like, who is this guy? And then I finally remembered. I mean, that was like that's kind of crazy how they kind of just like all connect. And that's just that was just one example. There's also many other things that I could see that are gonna get connected later on when I keep reading it. And also I could, there's just so many examples. I can't really go over them all because this video will be too long. But I mean, this series is definitely one of a kind. It's very unique, especially with the art style. The art style is also very unique. Definitely, it's not my favorite art style of all time, I'm not gonna lie, but it is pretty. It is an old manga, so hopefully the art does get a bit better. But I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's really good. It's just that it's not really my thing. But still, that doesn't really affect the series at all for me. I still really like it the same, even if it was better art or worse art. But yeah, I mean, I think where One Piece really shines is in its characters. I think a lot of people could also agree with me, as well as the world building and everything. So I mean, like, for example, like basically the entire crew so far. I'm going to get into a little bit of minor spoilers about the story so far. So if you haven't read it, I definitely recommend it. 100% recommend it. I'm not going to go into that deep into spoilers, like what kind of like outcomes of like battles and stuff like that. And like kind of in depth on the arcs. So that's just kind of a minor disclaimer. But anyways, I think that like the crew with like Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, Nami, Chopper, who else? Sanji. That's kind of all I can think of right now. There's 6 of them so far. And I think all those characters definitely are very unique, and they have like their own kind of like dreams and ambitions that they kind of want to achieve. And I think that's just really cool because you can kind of see their like progress towards it, kind of like how Zoro had his development towards in the Alabasta arc when he was fighting Mr. One. If you guys know what I'm talking about, is that like sword man thing guy, yeah, you can kind of see how he's developing, while like off into like on the side there's Luffy, which is also improving by actually versing Sir Crocodile. And then there's Nami, which is also got a new weapon and everything. And then there's Usopp and everything. It's just like really awesome how like everything is kind of coming together, and how like these characters are like kind of developing over time and like getting stronger and like getting one step closer to achieving their goals. Aside from some minor flaws in One Piece, I think that the characters are definitely the biggest strength in it. Except for Usopp, I don't really like his character that much. I mean, I feel like Usopp is kind of like a annoying character, I guess you could say. I feel like he more or less takes away from the story than adds. I think the story is better off without him, in my opinion. But hopefully it does get better. I feel like he's just kind of an annoyance. He's pretty useless as well. I mean, he's just there. He's very weak. Not that that's a bad thing, but he's very weak. He doesn't really do anything to the story to make it better. I think he's just there to fill up a spot in his 10 crewmates or whatever he's going to get soon. But I feel like that's just kind of like his role. Hopefully he does get a better role sooner or later. I mean, he did kind of shine in his fight scene with Chopper, but you know, that's just kind of a minor thing. It's not really that big of a deal. Anyways, Usopp is still like a okay character. I mean, I think a lot of people agree with me that Usopp is definitely not the greatest character in the show or in the manga, but you know, that's just my opinion. I think some good characters are like Nami with Arlong Park, how she kind of like wanted to, you know, deceive Luffy in the beginning and like kind of like manipulate him, and then finally so she could get what she wants. But then she kind of understood that Luffy's, you know, what kind of person Luffy is, and she decided to stick with him. And I think that was really cool, you know, Arlong Park and everything that happened there. It was just really awesome. Love that arc a lot. Same with the Alabasta arc, really amazing. I wish they could expand on Sir Crocodile's character, but it was still an amazing arc, really well written and everything. So yeah, some other characters that I kind of want to talk about for a little bit is Sanji. I think Sanji is also a great character as well. I love that. I love the concept that he doesn't use his hands to fight. He only uses his legs because he uses his arms to cook and stuff like that. So I think that's a really cool concept, as well as Tony Chopper, I think that's his name, is like had a very strong backstory. I didn't really like his arc that much, but I think Tony Chopper as a character is very good. Also not very crazy, but you know, he's also very well written in my opinion. I also think, you know, there's Luffy, Zoro, who else? Sanji, just talked about him. You know, those, like, I mean, it's just like in general, the characters are just very, very great, and I can't wait for more, you know, characters to be introduced. Can't wait for Ace to come up again, because even though he had like a couple panels worth of screen time or like page time or whatever, I don't know how you call it. I feel like he definitely will play an important part in the story, being Luffy's brother, and hopefully later on he definitely shines, because I can't wait to see him. He has a really cool power. Very, very interested in that. So now I kind of want to talk about the flaws of One Piece that I've seen so far. I feel like whenever there's like a fight scene or something like that, I feel like the characters basically become invincible. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, like, for example, in Alabasta arc, Zoro literally like was cut down to almost death, and then after that he climbed the tower and got literally shot 2 times, and he was literally perfectly standing. That's the only thing I don't really like, is that, you know, I feel like these characters are like literally are invincible. I mean, like, for example, like all the stuff that Luffy's been through, I mean, like, I think all of them, pretty much every character in every character, or all the crewmates, should have died like 10 times over so far. I feel like they could have kind of toned down on that, because it's very, very just weird in my opinion. I mean, like, a lot of the characters have like these like this crazy plot armor that like I feel like is just a little bit too much, especially for how little I've read so far of One Piece. Like, it's just that I feel like they just are like super like just like powerful in the sense that they have like insane armor or whatever. So I don't really get that much, but I mean, I think that it doesn't really take away from the story that much. It's just that I feel like there's not much weight into the fight scenes, because I feel like, you know, they're always going to survive. I feel like that's kind of what's been going on so far. I mean, it's not the fact that there's no deaths. I mean, it's fine that like the story doesn't really like to kill off any characters. I think that's fine. I personally like it when characters, you know, they kill off characters, because, you know, that makes the characters around them, you know, develop more. And that also kind of like I like it when, you know, I get emotional from, you know, character deaths and stuff like that. I know that sounds weird, but you know what I mean. But I feel like in this story, I feel like there's just like too much plot armor on the characters, especially like the enemies. Some of the enemies they beat and don't even die. And I feel like that's just kind of weird how that happens, is that like some of the characters they fight are literally they pretty much get killed, but they don't actually die. And it's just kind of, you know, it kind of takes away, but it really doesn't as well at the same time. It's very hard to explain. It's kind of like a small thing I noticed after reading it, but it's still, you know, it's still there, and I wish it wasn't. But that's pretty much the only major flaw that I saw in One Piece, is that, you know, the plot armor and the characters are just kind of, you know, through the roof. But other than that, this manga is still absolutely amazing. I mean, the world building is also amazing with the East Blue, the Grand Line, you know, the King of Pirates, all that stuff. I mean, it's just awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video about One Piece. I mean, I'm definitely going to continue reading it. I already have the second box set, so I can't wait to start it. I definitely kind of want to make another video once I finish that one, to kind of see where I'm at with One Piece, and, you know, see if it's good or not, if it got worse or if it got better. I still hear that there are way better arcs than the ones I've read so far. So I can't wait to read those. Yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy this initial impression of One Piece. I definitely 100% recommend it. If you haven't read it already, I think it's definitely an experience that I think everyone should go through. A lot of manga readers could agree with me that, you know, the manga is better than the anime because, you know, the manga is actually paced correctly and the anime is just, you know, pacing is bad. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and also comment down below what you guys thought of this video and also what you think of One Piece. And if you agree with me, disagree with some things, just let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, that's it for this video. See you guys next video. Peace.